Thank you for joining us for the 2020 Healthcare Justice Awards. I'm Charlita Tavares, CEO of PrimaryOne Health. This year has not only challenged those of us in the healthcare field, it has challenged all of us. Despite the hardships faced by so many this year, we have seen resilience, we have seen compassion, and we have seen heroism. That is what today is all about, celebrating those who have stepped up in a big way this year. Today, we will recognize a PrimaryOne Health employee, a community advocate, and a community partner who have made a difference in the lives of Central Ohioans. Now, although we cannot be gathered together in one room today, we are still united. United in upholding our mission, united in our fight to serve the underserved. Together, we can make a difference. Every dollar we raise will help us in our work of ensuring quality health care for residents of Franklin and Pickaway counties. So with that, let's kick off our Text to Give number. For those of you who may be joining us for the first time today, let us share with you a little about PrimaryOne Health. Since 1997, PrimaryOne Health has continued to stay true to its vision of providing quality health care for all. We are proud to operate 12 health center locations in Franklin and Pickaway counties. Our mission of providing access to services that improve the health status of families, including people experiencing financial, social, or cultural barriers to health care, is not done alone. Your support lets PrimaryOne Health staff, board, and patients know that you understand the necessity of access to quality health care. Please take a moment and text 15724 to 614-230-0347 to make a tax-deductible contribution. We truly appreciate your support. The funds from this event go towards PrimaryOne Health's Community Charity Fund housed at the Columbus Foundation. Understanding that a little compassion goes a long way. These funds help to provide much-needed health services for those who are unable to afford it or are uninsured. They also fund supporting services, such as homeless care bags for those out on the land, school supplies, or diapers. Now I would like to introduce you to one of our first award winners today. We are fortunate to have over 319 team members with PrimaryOne Health. They are all doing incredible work to serve our patients. And in a year where it has been particularly tough on all of us, this associate has helped lift the spirits of those around her with her contagious smile and determination.
I first became acquainted with Cherry 6 years ago when she was hired for PrimaryOne Health as our clinical care coordinator.
At our Parsons Avenue location, when I was a pharmacy resident about 3 years ago, I was looking for someone to help me coordinate care for a patient. And I can't remember exactly what the item was that I was looking to take care of, but Cherry's name kept coming up as the person who would get it done. And so that's the first time where I actually met with her, sat down, talked with the patient, and turns out she already knew the patient I was talking about. They were, well acquainted beforehand, and so she helped get it resolved very quickly. But it was definitely, I knew her at that point as one of the go-to people.
So my sister Cherry has always had it in her to take care of people. She's been taking care of me since we were little. We come from a single parent home, and Cherry has just always been enthusiastic about making sure I was okay. A good example of that would be when I was high-risk pregnant in the hospital and I was having a lot of difficulties with my pregnancy. Cherry would come from her 10 or 12-hour shift that she was already on, and she would step right in. I had gotten to a high level of irritation with being poked and prodded and all of the craziness that kept going on trying to get the baby here safely and to stay alive while doing it. But Cherry was there every step of the way to calm me down, to tell me, hey, they know what they're doing, or to tell them, no, that's probably not something you should probably do to her because she's gonna flip out. But Cherry was always there just to make sure. And that's literally since probably 16 years old up to now. She's just been that way. So that's decades of care. She's always just been a caring person. And she's always been, I think, a great fit for the healthcare field.
Cherry makes a tremendous difference working with PrimaryOne Health. Cherry is the most unselfish person that I've met. She's willing to give herself no matter what the task or no matter what you ask of her. And that's what makes her so unique.
Cherry makes a huge difference at PrimaryOne Health, and since we serve 48,000 unique, unduplicated patients a year, I don't think she realizes it, but she has her hands in so many things and working with so many different of our staff that I honestly feel like Cherry impacts every single of our 48,000 patients.
When she went to work at 14 years old, my mom was having a hard time because my mom was a single mom. My mother was also in nursing school at that time trying to finish up. And it was a lot. My sister literally would take her check and she would buy things that I needed that she didn't have to buy. She would buy my school clothes for the year. She would help my mom. She would make sure that certain things still happened in the house along with my mom. And my mother was doing an amazing job for what she had. But my sister, I believe a lot of the reason she wanted to work so early was to help. And if that doesn't show the character of the person that it is that you're honoring, I don't know what would. I know teenagers. I have teenagers. And that's not always how they are. But that's how she's literally been since a little child, since a little kid.
She likes to empower people and sees what people can do and pushes them to do it and do it well. And so we look at how she is throughout the organization and her interaction with other staff members. I feel like the way that a lot of other staff members excel partly is because of Cherry's support. And I think she does a great job, and she's made me better. Even though she's nursing, I'm pharmacy, the way that we work together is awesome.
Cherry, she's genuine. When I'm not right, she gets me together because I'm not right. But she also rewards me and lets me know that she's on my side and that she's pushing me to do and be better. So for me, I'm excited that she's getting the recognition that, for something that I know that she just is naturally. It's always a blessing to watch somebody, especially like Cherry, receive accolades for something that she just does naturally. It's not her acting. It's not, this is who you would get if you weren't at the hospital and something was wrong with you. This is the Cherry that you would get. And I know that because I've been with her all my life.
What makes Cherry so deserving of this award is that she's willing to sacrifice herself in order to do things for others. Let me give you an example of that. When the COVID-19 outbreak first started in March, Cherry was one of the first ones to volunteer. No matter what you wanted her to do, she was willing to go all out to make sure it was done. In fact, she was one of the first persons who were instrumental in developing our drive-through testing program. She would work on the weekends, weekdays, holidays to make sure that we gave patients and the community an opportunity to get tested. You don't find that every day. She's completely unselfish. Cherry, congratulations. I can't think of a better person to receive this award. Your compassion, your commitment to community health, to serving others is second to none. I wish you well, and again, on behalf of me and PrimaryOne Health, congratulations.
Hi, Cherry. I just want to say congratulations. I am super excited. I actually said woohoo out loud when I got a text that you were getting this award. I'm very excited. You are more than deserving, and I would give you 10 other awards as well for what you do for our patients and the community, as well as PrimaryOne Health. I really appreciate your work ethic in the motivation and energy that you bring to the workplace, because that helps me get my job done and do well as well. I don't think you realize the impact you have on other coworkers and patients, but you truly are a rock for the organization and much deserving of this award. I'm excited that you're receiving it.
Pebbles, I love you so much. You are the example, the definition of caring, of giving selflessly, and I'm so grateful to see people honor you for what you just are naturally without even trying. I know that this is just one step towards everything that you are working towards, and I just want you to know that your labor is not in vain. Every patient, every person, every time that you sacrifice, it matters, and I'm so grateful to get to be a part of this moment where people who don't normally maybe get the chance to know get a chance to know. They get to see and feel what I have been blessed to see and feel all of these years. And I'm so, so, so proud of you. You can do any and everything that you ever put your mind to. You taught me that I could, and I'm just so grateful that you get this award. You are more than deserving of everything you're about to receive. I love you so much.
I am humbled. I am surprised. I was so surprised, and I am humbled beyond measures, and I find it an honor and a privilege to even be thought of that way. I was given opportunity to serve the community and to serve my fellow coworkers and to serve families. I was given opportunity, and I dared to be great and walk in my blessing with being allowed to take advantage of that opportunity. And I didn't expect an award for it. I really am doing what I wanted to do, even as a small child, or as a 16-year-old who was sick and very sick in the hospital. I wanted to be what the nurses were to me. And so I just felt like I was giving back to my community. I am honored and humbled beyond measures, and so surprised, and I'm grateful. I would like to say thank you to all of my coworkers and all of the team at PrimaryOne Health. I am honored from the bottom of my heart, and I feel like I was not the only person who responded through COVID-19. I feel like my entire team responded, and that my team is extraordinary. And the fact that my team is extraordinary, that is the reason why I can be extraordinary. I am thankful from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Although they are not here in person, we could not put this event together without the wonderful support of our sponsors. On the screen, you'll see all of our amazing sponsors. We are so grateful for your support of PrimaryOne Health. We would also like to thank our board members. Thank you to our board members, Board Chair Jacqueline Downey, Board Chair-elect Samantha Schuler, Treasurer Russell Barney, Secretary Dr. Celestia Asfal, Special Advisor Emily Fisher, and members at large Thomas Adams, Jennifer Beard, Bob Bensonhaber, Dr. Mary Bynum, Maria Cortez, Ganchiam Lutel, Dustin McKee, Ed Morgan, Kyla Ross, and Ada Sanchez. Please take a moment and text 15724 to 614-230-0347 to make a tax-deductible contribution. We truly appreciate your support. For many people, the idea of a pandemic was not something we could even imagine experiencing in our lifetime. But as we all face the beginning and height of it together, we look toward experts to guide us. As Ohioans, we were fortunate to have an incredible healthcare leader, someone who broke things down in simple terms and delivered us updates in a calm manner, exhibiting a quiet strength during the most uncertain of times. We endured together thanks in part to our community advocate winner.
Well, I have to tell you, it's been a journey. There was an epiphany I had in medical school. When I first learned, it was the 80s, and I first learned the definition of health, which struck me as funny because we actually finally defined what health is, what is the end state. And it was the World Health Organization definition, which was a complete state of social, emotional, and physical well-being, not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. They had just made that definition. It was the mid-'80s. But that was profound because then everything we were learning in medical school was sick care and not what we've come to imagine could be possible with health care. And, you know, that changed my life, as well as finding the field of public health and preventive medicine. I learned that we gained 30 years life expectancy in the last century, but only 5 of those years were really due to all the things I learned in medical school. The truth is, we gained about 25 of those 30 years from things that we can only solve collectively as a community. Everything from safe food and clean water, to child labor laws, to very simple things like primary care and vaccines and immunizations. I've taught global health, I've been around the world, but right here in this country, you know, you can be on one street where people live on average to 60s, And 2 streets over, it could be in their 80s. And we now know that zip code matters more than your genetic code in predicting how long you will live. And so my wish in healthcare is to work toward creating the conditions in which all people can flourish and contribute to their full potential.
So I met Amy as a preventive medicine resident. I served on the residency advisory committee for Ohio State University. But that's not really how I got to know Amy. I actually offered her her first job as the immunization project coordinator for Columbus and Franklin County. It was a partnership pulling together the hospitals and public health together with providers, medical providers, and parents trying to lift immunization rates that had gotten to be so poor in the mid-1990s. She was amazing at it. Amy made a difference around immunizations early on, and then in inspiring students at the College of Public Health. As a young professor, she created a course in global health, and I hear so much from students about how inspiring and committed she was to them. But mostly, and most amazingly, has been her work as the director of our state health department. She actually is both smart and compassionate and strategic, and she, in partnership with our governor, have been amazing as far as both educating and leading us through this most amazing and challenging time of COVID-19.
Somewhere around mid-February, it really dawned on me that we might be facing that once-in-a-100-year pandemic. Like many of us in healthcare, we're really trained for emergencies and crises. In a strange way, life falls away and you become very focused. It's a one-pointed meditation. And I've also shared that maybe my upbringing and my childhood has also made me sort of good in a crisis. Ordinary life is always a lot more challenging, but I was really surrounded by an amazing team of folks. And I always say it was just, I am just one representation of all of healthcare that was beginning to respond and come together. And so I was surrounded by wonderful people and had the honor of working with, a governor who felt very strongly the same way, that our job was to ensure, the health and well-being of all Ohioans.
Amy is absolutely committed to doing the right thing for everyone. She is both a mom and a grandmom, and a teacher, a provider, but she mostly cares about all of us. She cares about her family, but she cares about all of us. And she is absolutely committed to the social justice side of public health and healthcare and medicine, but she's also very determined and has no doubt in her work at the State Health Department, in her work trying to help us all, both pre-COVID, but really through COVID, no doubt that she has made a difference and has actually saved lives here in Ohio.
I am very almost uncomfortable receiving awards, especially right now because the journey is still going, and it has been an honor to be shoulder to shoulder with my colleagues, but really it is a journey of everyone. When we say we're all in this together, it couldn't be more evident in a pandemic and a virus when we recognize our interdependency. So it is truly an honor to receive it, but I feel that I represent, in me is all of the folks on the front lines, all of our healthcare workers, all of the staff of PrimaryOne and what they've been doing and are continuing to do. Because we know we have a journey ahead, it's not over, but I'm deeply honored.
Amy, congratulations, and a huge thank you. You have done so much to help the health and the well-being of our community and our entire state. You are remarkable. You are amazing. You are loved by so many, appreciated, celebrated, and loved by so many, including me. Thank you.
I just want to say my sincerest appreciation for this honor, which I see in the world of healthcare justice on behalf of everyone on the front lines, especially to Charlita Tavares for all that you are doing, and most importantly to the staff at PrimaryOne, the great work you do every day. It is no small thing what you are doing for your clients and your patients, and recognizing their dignity, being with them through this most difficult time, letting them know how much they matter. I want you to know that you matter. It is my great appreciation for all the work that you do. Thank you so much.
We just want to take a moment to thank all of our wonderful donors who have already contributed today. You can join them now. Text 15724 to 614-230-0347 to make a tax-deductible contribution. Your dollars are truly at work with the underserved right here in our communities across Franklin and Pickaway counties. Your gift will help pay a copay for a working mother who is just over the income limits for Medicaid that is struggling to make ends meet. Your gift will help supply a newly housed homeless family with health care with a few necessities to help make that new house feel like home. Your donation will assist a pregnant mom with a 10-month-old child with diapers and wipes to avoid going without for both her infant and anticipated newborn. At PrimaryOne Health, we are fortunate to have wonderful support from community partners helping us shine the light on the need for health care for all. Today, we showcase one of those partnerships that has been so valuable this year. Meet our final award winner for today. Our Community Partner Award goes to NBC4.
A few years ago, our team was meeting with the people at PrimaryOne Healthcare. And PrimaryOne Healthcare wanted to do a backpack drive, and they asked if we would help them with Ford's Army. You know, could we give that a little bit of an extra lift? And got the wheels turning in our team's minds, and they came to me with the suggestion that, frankly, I thought was a little crazy at the time. We would get a new backpack filled with school supplies for every student in the Columbus City school system. That's 52,000 backpacks, the largest school system in the state of Ohio. And I kind of humorously said, yeah, sure, we can do that. In the back of my mind thinking, wow, we're really setting ourselves up for, this could be embarrassing. But we set the goal that we were gonna do every single kid. And at the end of the day, after that first year, we actually raised 50,000 backpacks for the kids of our school. The only negative that we heard was that we reach such a large broadcast area. We go all the way down to the Ohio River to the south, almost over to West Virginia to the east, almost over to Dayton to the west, and past Marion to the north, was we reach so many people. And those places asked, well, why are you only doing it for Columbus City schools? So we made a goal the next year that we were going to outreach all of Franklin County and Licking County. Those are the two counties that have the greatest percentage of children that are in food assistance programs. And we dedicated our resources to it, and in our second year, we raised over 70,000 backpacks. And now this year, with COVID, it's harder, but even more important to support our young minds and children. And so that's how it got started. Why it's important: our children are our future. Investing in their education is an investment that will pay dividends down the road. There's nothing more important for a young mind to come to school feeling like they're ready to learn and to have the tools necessary for them to be prepared for success. And we can't think of a more important kind of event to wrap this powerful medium that we get to shine a light on than helping young people be ready for school and prepare them for the future that they're going to inherit. On behalf of all the men and women that work for NBC4, it's one of the greatest honors that we can get. Just implicit in the name, justice, which is trying to create a fair and equal playing field, regardless of where you come from, regardless of what you look like or what kind of accent that you might have. To be just implies that there is an equal playing field, a fairness. So just in that in and of itself, we love that some other organization is recognizing NBC4 of living up to. That healthcare is involved in that. It's one of those things that as we continue to be local for you, if we can't help keep our community healthy, then we're not living up to our brand. I am just honored, and I know I speak for all of the women and men that work for NBC4, and that every day craft messaging and content that hopes make a difference in the lives of our community. It is indeed just an incredible honor to be recognized by PrimaryOne Healthcare with this great, great honor.
Wow, what inspiring award winners this year. We are proud to have these individuals and organizations as our 2020 Healthcare Justice Award winners for PrimaryOne Health. We hope you have a better understanding of the work that we do on a daily basis and on the incredible individuals and companies standing alongside us this year. It's not too late to show your support for the vulnerable populations most in need of health care. Please text 15724 to 614-230-0347 to make a tax-deductible contribution. Our patients and community members truly appreciate your support. Real change, enduring change, happens one step at a time. Fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. Thank you to our sponsors, our board members, and our dedicated staff, and our incredible award winners today. And most importantly, you for joining us in celebrating real change makers in our work to make healthcare for all truly possible. Thank you.